your 2A program, right? We'll move on to your 2A program. Like here, as like all your programs, we have not done the like all the functions, whatever we have. We simply had it here. If you observe carefully here, I had asked the question for you people in the last class, telling that I keep on telling you people that your class name and your file name is to be same. Maybe sometime you may get the question like, sir, whenever we have many classes in a file, then what we are supposed to do? Like, like observe here, I have a class by name staff. Then I have a class by name teaching. Then I have a class by name technical. Then I have a class by name contract. So including these four classes, I also have another class by name staff detail main. So here you can understand that whenever you have a many classes, understand wherever you have kept your main function, or else as a programmer you'll be knowing that which particular class contains a main function, then make that class name as a file name. That is what I have did here. So here I have already said you people how does exactly this would look like. Now they just wanted to convey, or else they just wanted to show you people how does inheritance works through your Java. They just wanted to convey what is the inheritances. So here it is. There is a staff class. I'm extending that part. See here, in this staff class, I have a four things. One is I have a name, I have a phone, I have a salary, and I have a ID. This is common for all the staff, right? Either it is technical staff or like contract staff. Like we have a visiting faculty, right? In our like in our department, we have something like a visiting faculty. Then it can be termed as contract. Like a staff can be a technical, a staff can be a teacher. Like as a teaching means here they have taken a teaching. Simply they have taken a permanent faculty as a teaching one. Whereas the other part they have taken it as contract and the technical one. Observe here in the last class, whenever when I have explained the concept of your inheritance part. So here I have a four attributes which is common to all the staff. This is common to all the staff. So I have kept it in a staff. Now I have to have a function anyhow. This alone can have read and display methods. That is what I have. I have a read method and I have a display method. And next I have a teaching class. I have a teaching class which is extending from your staff class. This extend stands for, you means something like you're telling that, see, already staff is available. From there I'm extending. You're simply telling that there is already an available, there is an already available one. That is what I'm trying to tell. This is your base class. This is your base class or your super class. And this is your subclass or your derived class. I'm just extending, I'm just creating a new class. You know the definition of inheritance in programming languages, creating a new class, but the existing class is known as inheritance. Again, we have so many types of inheritance. Again, it is a separate, we'll have a separate class for that. But for this time, just understand that there is a staff class I'm extending to and teaching. Here, if you see here, I simply have two parameters. I simply have two members here. That is your domain and publication. You know what? Once if I tell it is an extends, means it extends all the part of your staff, means even it extends your methods also, including your four variables or a member variables. Even that thing will be included in your teaching. So as a teaching, for a teacher, there will be a domain, right? Like for example, either they are electrical and electronic domain, or either a mechanical domain, or they are something else like that. And next, like publications, so many publications they have done, including the four parameters which is available in your staff. You have to give two more information for your teaching class, and again to read those two information, domain and publication. Now this super dot read is, it is simply invoking a method of your staff class. Next you have a same thing, and next you have a technical. But here technical is of, like we usually tell, right? Like in our department, there is a technical staff. There are a technical staff where they are good at some skills. They are good at some skills. So hence, I simply have a skills as a parameter here, and it is of type string. And again, to read that, I simply have a printf statement and your next line one. So here, next part is like a display one, the normal thing, the same thing we have. And the contract, whenever we tell it is a contract, we simply tell the period, right? Till what time, from when to where this faculty will be there in the college. So for that, they need only one parameter, it is period. So next, this is the end of your program, so that you can analyze here. Totally we have a 1 plus 3, totally we have a 5 classes here in this program. We have a 5 classes, but there is only one main function which is available in staff details main. So here it is. So as usual, we are creating an object. So you know about this. As usually, we are creating an object for your contract class. We are creating a technique object for your technical class, and also we are creating an object for your teaching class. We'll try to execute this. Then asking that enter teaching staff details, it seems. Okay, let me enter 1. Staff ID is 1 and name is Girish, and next phone number is, right, and next is salary. Okay, this is not exact salary, but this is actually an expected salary. Okay, this is my expected salary. It's not for a year, per month. Enough, right? It's not that much bigger, right? Okay, sometime we may earn this much of salary also. Well, and domain. So this is of something like networking domain. Again, in the, we'll just give it as networking domain. And the publication, Giri sir have done many of the publications. It is 20. Now the technical staff details. We may enter the technical staff details as 15, and their name is something like this, and their phone number, right? And next, their salary. Let them also earn more salary. Okay. So next, skills, like they have Java, and they have C++, and they have Python. That's it. You can understand here. I'll explain, because somewhere in, whenever we are implementing for the technical staff, there I have given split with the separator as C, separate as a comma there. So next we have to enter for the contract staff ID. So here the contract staff ID, I'll give it as 20, and the name as something like he is permanent. So here this is a phone number, and here salary is of something, and next the period is for 10 years. Okay, this is the details whatever I have entered. Hope right you're able to see this, right? Here is a whatever I have entered there. So here is a teaching staff detail. It is staff ID is 11, Girish and his phone number, his salary, and the domain and the number of publication. And for the technical staff, the ID I have given, right? And for the contract, you can just think like this, sir. How did we implement inheritance here? Observe carefully. For any class we have taken, for that class, we simply had a respective parameters. Right now. Now for the teaching, they'll be having their own domain and their publications. And for technical, they'll simply have a skills. But did you observe that your, what is that, name, ID, phone number, and salary came from the staff? If you observe this, though you have only one though you have only one parameter from your technical, and though you have only one parameter from your contract, even if you have only one parameter, but it is expecting you to enter still more information. This is what the inheritance is. You just, like, what actually the inheritance is, code once and read many times. That is what the inheritance concept is. Code once and use for many times. The best application or users of your inheritances like code reusability. It is for the code reusability. So that is what the concept of your inheritances. Even this is the concept which explains your inheritance part. Understand, when compared to the previous programs and all, this programs gives many information. Among that, the first information is in the same like in the same file itself we can have many classes, and when that is the case, when we have many classes, then which class name should be the file name? In which class you define your main function, then that class has to be your file name. Clear? That's what it is. That is your second program.